Hello, Greeley West Spartans, and welcome back. Second semester is finally here. I am so excited to be welcoming you back and to be on the Newscast once again. I hope that your break was absolutely amazing, and I hope that you've been enjoying being back in school these past few weeks. There's so much to look forward to this semester, and for all non-seniors, that means PSAT and SAT practice testing. I know that this is upsetting to some and exciting to others, but we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later in this newscast. But for now, we are going to be checking in with a few teachers to hear all about what it's been like cleaning out their spaces in the soon-to-be old building and the stories behind what they found. Here's Jenna in the field to tell you all about it.
The old building may not be standing for much longer, but the memories created inside are ones that teachers and students and faculty will never forget.
I have funny memories and things where they've made some major accomplishments. So
We thought we would let teachers relish in their past memories of the old Greeley West and reflect on how it has impacted them as a teacher and as a student.
So what are your guys' favorite memories as a teacher?
So one of my big memories that I have, gosh, it had to have been early 90s. We used to, well, not always, but there was a few times we played donkey basketball. So there was some farm nearby and they would bring donkeys in and a bunch of the teachers would play. They assigned us different donkeys. I remember the one that I had would not move. Like no matter what you did, it would not move. Mm-hmm. And there was someone who just kept running and running and running all over the place.
I don't know.
And Waterman, like his wouldn't move either, and he's trying to shove it to get it to go down the court.
Yeah, yes, our former UFC fighting art teacher.
You guys don't know this as students here, but back in the day, which was I think a Wednesday, I'm pretty sure it was a Wednesday, it was every day, in the middle of the hub, there was actually like an 8-foot diameter boiler exhaust system. So if you think the hub is crowded now, imagine having that much less space right in the middle. So people couldn't just cut through it. It kind of like steered everybody in this roundabout sort of fashion with less space. So that was a ridiculous thing. I'm glad they got rid of it.
Well, so my first day here, literally my first day, I hadn't even been in my class yet. This was the time when your first day of school, kids just went to the auditorium and you didn't go, or the gym, and you didn't go to class yet. So I hadn't even been in front of my first class. And Miss Fremo, Peggy here, asked me, you know, maybe a day earlier, hey, you have a motorcycle, right? You're the new guy with a motorcycle. I said, yeah. And she goes, I have an idea. Will you ride the principal in on your motorcycle? We're going to do a Grease theme.
No, it was Be True to Your School.
Be true to your
yeah, we
school.
did a dance and everything.
School, that's right,
Yep.
yes. And so I just didn't want to dump that motorcycle and dump the principal. It was terrifying. I made it through it.
And looked really cool, too. Still does. Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of a student?
I have a lot of great memories of students. I have funny memories and things where they've made some major accomplishments. So the one that stands out in my mind that's funny, which is just rolling with the punches in life, is a student had dropped a blue container of paint and it splashed up and hit her in the face. And so I took her to the nurse to get her eye washed out with the paint, and I came back and the students had drawn a Smurf chalk line around the spilled blue paint. So that was kind of funny.
The one other thing that probably a lot of people here don't know, because it's been gone since they did the new construction, was there was a couple of areas of the building that we called atriums, where they were enclosed with windows, but it was open space to the outside.
With plants and
Yeah,
things.
plants and stuff. And kids for senior pranks used to put different things in there. Like one year they somehow got a VW bug down in there. And what else do you guys remember them putting in there?
Well, the one I remember over by the library, so students will know that it's the part of the library where you
lower.
go down the steps by the magazines in there and stuff, and that was an open space. And they tried to fill that with water. That was going to be the prank, to fill it like an aquarium. Didn't quite work out that way, and a kid got stuck down there, and the cops came, and he was stuck down there. Yeah.
And these were not evil pranks. It was,
Right.
I mean, they probably caused a little bit of problem and trouble, but it was in good
fun,
in
yeah.
jest.
Wasn't
Popcorn, they tried to put popcorn in, fill it up with popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jenna. It's so interesting to hear even a little bit of the memories attached to this building before all of us were even here. I hope that we can help make new memories in the new building and keep sharing our stories. Now, here's Priscilla with a short commercial break.
What can you hold in your left hand but not your right?
My AirPods for sure.
Sir, it's your elbow.
Oh, my elbow.
What is always in front of you but can't be seen? Take your time. Take your time.
In front of me?
Yeah, what is always in front of you but can't be seen?
I was gonna say my nose, but I could see my nose.
Good response, but it's the future.
Oh, the future. Oh, okay,
The future, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Good job, pal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Priscilla. Up next, we have a few updates for this week. This past weekend, the AVID class had a blast at the Pathways to Success conference and acquired all kinds of new skills. Swimming, basketball, and wrestling are in their final few weeks of competing and have a lot more work to do. Wish them luck as the teams wrap up this season. The Success Foundation is hosting a school-wide food drive, and those who bring the most donations will win a class-wide prize. We also have a new progress report in regards to construction. The south side is nearly done and ready for students to move into come March. Unfortunately, there are a few items on delay, including the lockers, but will hopefully be here soon. The gym floor is being painted and is nearly ready for West's budding athletes. And last but not least, ceiling tiles are finally being installed into the auditorium after a few weeks' delay. Up next, we have an interesting look at what exactly the SATs look like here at Greeley West. With everything from test prep and score analysis, there is a lot to unpack. On to you, Ruthi.
The SATs are a long-awaited and stressful time for students across the nation, as they prepare to take a test that can have many outcomes on their graduation and getting into colleges.
I feel like it's helped a lot in the college application process, just because I did pretty well on it, so I think it helps me stand out as a student.
It has also had a lot of controversy, and whether or not it should be given to kids anymore, due to its lack of use in colleges around the nation.
And I think looking at the holistic side of a student, so looking at all of the aspects to them, is really important. That being said, it's kind of tough to compare apples to oranges.
Today, let's explore the opinions and tips current students and teachers have towards the SAT.
I feel like it's important because a lot of colleges, if you choose to go to college, they look at those scores, and I guess it kind of impacts whether they consider taking you in, but I think it can also just be a good learning experience.
So how important is it to getting into college?
Well, a lot of colleges this year aren't requiring it, so I don't really know. Like, they're saying it doesn't affect the application process, or at least you don't have to turn one in. But I think if you have a really good one, it can better represent you as a student in a standardized way of what you know.
So knowing that some colleges aren't requiring the SAT anymore, how do you think that's gonna affect students?
Well, I mean, it depends. What I would say is students should still prepare for the SAT as if it were any other year, because you're right, maybe some schools aren't requiring it, but there still are some schools that are requiring it. And so you don't want to limit those options ahead of time. You want to make sure that you're leaving the door open to as many possibilities as possible once you do get that graduation.
I think that, because I've taken the SAT and I didn't increase my SAT score as much as I would have liked to. But I think that it's important for students to know that it's not the only thing that colleges are looking at. They're also looking at your course load, they're looking at your GPA, and that if you don't do as well as you had hoped, you can always take it again. There's always opportunities that the school offers, and other schools, you can travel a little bit to get those opportunities to get those college acceptances.
I ended up getting a study guide. I actually just went to Barnes & Noble and picked up an ACT study guide. And we just kind of worked through that on my own. We had a homeroom similar when I was in high school. We would do some ACT practice, things like that. And unfortunately, we didn't have Khan Academy back then, which I think is a really big tool for preparing for the SAT. So it was mostly just that manual, which was super dry, and I was trying to learn a lot of the stuff just by reading it. Whereas nowadays, you guys have access to these videos where they can explain everything step by step. and it just makes it that much easier.
So for students that aren't a big fan of Khan Academy, what do you think is the best way for them to study besides that?
Yeah, Khan Academy, I get it. It can definitely be a little bit dry sometimes. Honestly, finding YouTube channels for different topics, if you can just get a list of the topic, there's thousands of YouTube channels from different personalities teaching these topics. Like there's one called My Math BFF, and it's very low key, it's very low pressure, but they still do a great job of explaining, so you can watch those. There's always practice available. All students have access to IXL, have access to Delta Math, have access to Khan Academy. And so it's building themselves those personalized study plans, also talking to whoever their math teacher is this year or previous years, asking them where they might need a little bit of growth on, what areas they can focus on, so that way they can really focus in that studying.
Thank you, Ruthi, for that compelling story, and we are so excited to welcome you to the Newscast team. And I just want to say that I wish every single one of you testers the best of luck with your practice PSAT and SAT. Now on to Priscilla with another wonderful commercial break.
I'm Jamal Hernandez, and I'm in 9th grade.
What continent is the United States in?
Hold up, let me think a minute. No, I know what it is. It's the United States. No. It's the United States. No, I forgot what it's called.
Huh?
It's North America, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, North America. I got it wrong.
Woohoo! Go you!
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Aaron Allen, Assistant Principal at Greeley West High School.
What do you want to tell Joe Biden right now?
Thanks, Priscilla. We hope you enjoyed this week's newscast. Don't forget to check out our website for more great content. Don't forget to follow our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter and Instagram pages as well. See you next time.